not going to be looking at the camera. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. You know, last week I congratulated Senator Obama when he finished first and I finished second in Iowa. One race down. Tonight I congratulate Senator Clinton and Senator Obama. 2 races down. 48 states left to go. So up until now, about half of 1% of Americans have voted. 99% plus have not voted. And those 99% deserve to have their voices heard, because we have had too much in America of people's voices not being heard. I have met too many Americans whose voices have not been heard in this democracy. Just this past week, I spent time with the family of Natalie Sarkeesian. Natalie is a 17-year-old girl who just a few weeks ago desperately needed a liver transplant. Her parents had health insurance with one of the biggest insurance companies in America. They asked that for the insurance company to pay for her liver transplant operation, and they rejected them. Then the doctors came to her aid, and the nurses spoke on for her behalf. And then the insurance company said no again. Finally, the family stood up and fought. They started to march and picket, along with many other Americans, in front of the offices of the insurance company. And the insurance company finally gave in. But it was too late. And a few hours later, Natalie lost her life. A few months ago, I met a 51-year-old man in the mountains of Virginia named James Lowe. James had been born with severe cleft palate. Because he had a cleft palate, he could not speak. A simple operation would have fixed his problem, but he had no health care coverage, and so he couldn't pay for it. Finally, someone voluntarily fixed his cleft palate, and now he can speak. The problem is, they fixed it when he was 50 years old. James Lowe lived for 50 years in the United States, not able to speak, because he had no health care coverage. Tonight, a man or a woman whose name is unknown, who served this country patriotically and wore the uniform of the United States of America, will go to sleep under a bridge or on a grate, homeless. You know, we've had too many Americans whose voices have not been heard in this democracy. That's what this battle to me is about. It is not about me, it is about the cause of giving voice to all those whose voices are not being heard in this democracy. I want to be absolutely clear to all of you who have been devoted to this cause, and I want to be clear to the 99% of Americans who have not yet had the chance to have their voices heard, that I am in this race to the convention, that I intend to be the nominee of my party. In 4 hours, and I'm in this race until we have actually restored the American dream and strengthened and restored the middle class of America. And so I ask all of you here, and all of you who can hear the sound of my voice, the 99% whose voices have not yet been heard in this democracy, to join us in this grassroots campaign to create the kind of America that all of us can believe in. God bless you. Thank you for being here. My privilege to be with you. Thank you.